Good evening. Hey, what's going on? What is going on? So happy you guys are on here with me tonight. Looks like we've got some people in the audience, but some people still coming in. I'm going to go through the normal formalities when you do a masterclass. Go to your chat right now and say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I think every masterclass slash webinar starts off like that. And it's just a way to, I guess, connect and get some engagement from people. So if you can, just give me a holla. Give me a shout out. Let me know where you're tuning in from, where you're representing. And in a few minutes, we're going to get started with how to fix your broken Facebook ads. Kobe says, hi, we're tuning in from Fergus, Ontario. Sweet. Albuquerque. Phil. Daniel, hello, everyone. Dan from Texas. Renee from Bellevue, Washington. Sweet. Amanda from San Antonio. Excellent. My home state. I am just outside of the Big D. For those of you that don't know where I'm from, I'm actually from Frisco, Texas. And we actually call Frisco Little Dallas because over the last few years, it's kind of crazy. It's like a suburb, but they have built a city within the suburb with like 60-foot tall, 60-story high, high rises and shit like that or something, Jim from Folsom, California, not the prison. Nice. Very cool. So, hey, I just want to say thanks for spending some time with me tonight. I promise I'm going to make this worth your time. We're going to be talking about how to fix your broken Facebook ads. Daniel from Fort Keller. Welcome, Daniel. Appreciate you being here tonight. So I've got a slideshow that I'm going to run through with you guys. This will probably take, my guess is probably about 45 minutes, maybe an hour max. We shouldn't go over that at all. It's pretty straightforward stuff. I guess straightforward if you actually know what you're doing. But I'm going to make it really, I'm going to simplify it for you guys today, make this really easy. So here's the purpose of this. I don't know what you guys, let me know, how many of you, just with an answer of yes or no, how many of you know who I am and know a little bit about my background? So just type yes or no. William, the Moyle from my, yes, the Moyle is in his house. Yes, Dr. Moyle. So Daniel says no, Phil says no, William says yes, Andy, no. Okay, wow, this is awesome. I get to introduce myself and get to meet some new people here tonight. So I'll give you guys a little bit of background on myself, just to kind of so you know where I'm coming from with all of this. So as you know, my name is Chris Burfield. All my friends call me Burf, so please just call me Burf. B-U-R-F, same as my last name, Burfield, right? So William says blurry picture. Is it, not to stop this or anything, but is anybody else getting a blurry, is the video coming through okay, or is it really blurry on your end? Blurry here too. Yes. Interesting. Let me try wiping the camera lens. Maybe that's it. Does that make it any better? Yes or no? Let me know if that made it any better. Sorry to be holding you guys up. Nope. Wow, I wonder why it's so blurry. Okay, well let me try this real quick. I'm gonna try turning my camera off and maybe turning it back on. Any better with that? Is it really blurry, guys? You can barely see anything? Yeah, I did kind of wipe the lens off there, Dr. Moyle. I'll do it again. Always something, always something. We can hear you though. Andy says, okay. Okay, so, yes, really blurry. That sucks. That really sucks. I wonder if, let me, just a little bit here, but think it's good. Okay. Could be an internet connection, unfortunately. So, well, let's dive into this anyway. If I have to, guys, like I'm going to go through this with you tonight. If I have to, like I will re-record this after I'm done and send all of you the video replay to it. So, because I want to make sure that, come a little closer, he says. That's about as close as I can get, man. So if I have to, I'll re-record everything and send it to you, make sure you have this. But maybe when I go to share my screen, it might be a little more clear. So as a matter of fact, let's do that right now. Let's share my screen, and then I'll give you a little background on myself. Let's see. How about that? Can you guys see the screen? Is the are the images clear now that they're actually on the screen? The slides? Type yes or no. Perfect. Oh, sweet. Good, because the majority of this is going to be slideshow. So a little background on myself. So like I said, y'all can call me Burf. And I have spent over 22 years in the chiropractic profession. I am not a chiropractor, but the way I got introduced to chiropractic was I failed out of college at the end of 1996. And my parents were like, well, you know, you got to get a job, boy, because you ain't living with us the rest of your life. So I ended up working some odd and end jobs. Like I was a satellite dish installer. I worked as a bellhop. I worked in the service department of a car dealership. I was just kind of bouncing around from job to job. Felt like the biggest loser on the planet. All my friends were still in school getting their degrees. And here I was making minimum wage, which was $5.25 an hour back in 1997. So lo and behold, I'm thumbing through the newspaper one day and I find an advertisement for, and this is what it said. It said, healthcare facility, help wanted, no experience necessary. So at this point, I'm just like, in my brain's going like, okay, it's healthcare. It probably pays pretty good. Like I'm thinking maybe like 10, 12 bucks an hour good, you know, sort of thing. I'm like, all right, well, I'll apply. So I end up showing up for this interview. I roll up into the parking lot and there's this big red sign that says chiropractor. And I didn't know it was a chiropractic office until that point. And I'm like, okay, it's a chiropractor. I'm like, my dad was a coal miner, spent 17 years working in the coal mines before his mine shut down. And he'd been to the chiropractor on a few different occasions because of back injuries. So that's all I knew chiropractic was. It's like, okay, chiropractor helps people with bad backs. All right, this could be a cool job. So I go in and the office manager, her name is Sherry. She says to me, you must be Chris. And I said, yeah, how did you know? And she goes, you are the only guy interviewing for this position today. And I looked off to the side and there were like 20 women all in the waiting room, like filling out their applications and stuff like that. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like I thought I was I thought I was applying for the wrong job because it was like, I was the only guy, right? I'm like, okay, well, they're obviously wanting women. So I'm not, you know, I'm in the wrong place, right? So I end up, they do like a group interview. I end up getting called back a couple weeks later. Sherry calls. She said, hey, Dr. Strong would like to meet with you for a second interview if you're still looking for a job. So if you can come down to the office. So I drove down to the office and Dr. Strong says to me, hey, man, I really like the way you carried yourself in that group interview and the job's yours if you want it. So I said to him, my next question, I was like, okay, awesome, fantastic, I'll take it. And I'm like, how much does it pay? You know, and he says $6 an hour. So like, wasn't the pay I was looking for, but I'll tell you guys, I should have been paying him to work in his office. This guy was so purpose driven, so on mission, had this deep burning desire to just help people. And we would spend over the next 3 years, we spent almost every day together. And he had an office where he worked Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night. And then at 8 o'clock at night, when the doors would close, he and I would spend another 2 to 3 hours in his office, just me and him. And he was sharing the chiropractic lifestyle, the chiropractic philosophy, the principles of chiropractic with me. And I fell in love with chiropractic. So in 2000, he says to me that it was like the end of 1999. He says, hey, look, you need to go to school to be a chiropractor. We need more people like you in the profession that have this deep passion to help people. So I think you should go to school to be back to school to be a chiropractor. So I said, okay, I'm going to go back to school to be a chiropractor. Where do I go? He said, you go to Dallas, Texas. I was in Pennsylvania. That's how I ended up here in Dallas. He says, you go to Dallas, Texas. You go to Parker College of Chiropractic. It's the greatest school in the nation. And he was a national grad. So I said, okay. So I packed up all my shit and I moved to Dallas. I actually got the mattress of my bed shoved into my car. I had a 1997 Ford Escort, and I actually got the mattress shoved in the car. I drove 1,200 miles. And real quick, and I promise I'll wrap this part up. My mom didn't want me to go. My mom was like, you have no friends, you have no money, you have no job. What are you going to do down there? You have no family. You can't go. Like, you need to just stay here. And I'm like, no, I need to go to school to be a chiropractor. And this is my purpose in life. And, so like I ended up against all odds, against, all the, I guess the negativity, you will. My mom, she loves me to pieces and I love her to pieces, but all this, negativity wanted me to stay. I said, no, I'm leaving. And the day that I left, I drove about 10 minutes down the road and my car engine blew up. And my dad, after he finished working in the mines, he became a Methodist minister. He went back to school and became a pastor. So, very religious family. So my mom says, it's a sign from God. You're supposed to stay here. And I'm like, no, I'm going. So I had $2,000 saved up, and it cost me $800 to get a used engine put in my car. So I'm down to $1,200. And like you said, no family, no job, no friends, no money, and I moved to Dallas and I go back to school, and lo and behold, I failed out of college again. And at this point I was like, I'm just not a good student, but I loved chiropractic so much. I was like, I will be a chiropractic assistant the rest of my life. And that was my plan. And then in 2003, I had 3 roommates here in Dallas, and one of them was getting ready to graduate Parker. And he said, hey, I'm going to be opening an office after I graduate. I don't know the first thing about getting new patients. And this was my side gig at the chiropractic office. I was like a tech CA in the office, but I also went out and I did screenings. I did outside talks, dinner talks, corporate talks, that sort of thing. I networked with medical doctors, with BNI. Like, it was my job to bring in new patients, and I got really, really, really good at it. And he says to me, I'm going to open an office. I don't know the first thing about getting new patients. How would you like to go into a 50-50 partnership? So I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? And he says, yes. So we scraped together, we couldn't get a bank loan. We scraped together $12,000 and we opened a chiropractic office. Our furniture was from Big Lots. Our front desk was from Big Lots. Our fold-up chairs were from Big Lots. We bought some posters on eBay. We spent about $2,000 on a used Surface EMG unit we found on Craigslist. So it was bare nuts and bolts. And within about 7 years, I grew it from a practice that was doing $0 a month when we started to a practice that was doing $750,000 a year, and serving a lot of patients and helping a lot of people. And then my business partner and I kind of started butting heads on what direction we wanted to go with the office. And I ended up selling my half of the practice to him in 2010. And that's when I went into like helping chiropractors market their practices. So initially I started off just doing some online courses and stuff like that, things that I had put together, programs that I used in my office. I just packaged them up and sold them, and had great results with that. But I found out that a lot of chiropractors were buying the course but not implementing it. So back in 2015, I was like, well, maybe if I did some marketing for them, that would help them get the results that they're trying to get. So I started an agency called Van Burf Media, and we do Facebook advertising. And we've been doing that since 2015. So that's my backstory. So you guys just kind of know where I'm coming from with all of this. Like I said, though, my biggest heart and passion is to help more people get introduced to chiropractic care. And I know a lot of you are running Facebook ads, and you're not getting the results or seeing the results that you want to see or should be seeing in your practice. So hopefully tonight's webinar will help clarify, put some clarity on what you can do to make your ads more effective. So let's go ahead and open this up. And real quick, can you guys still see the screen? I I can't see the chat right now, but I'll minimize the screen. Can you see the screen right now as I enlarged it? Just type yes or no if you've done that, or if you can see that. If I enlarge this screen real quick, can you guys see that? Just want to make sure you can still see the slides when I enlarge them. No. Okay, you couldn't see them, Renee. It's frozen. Oh, no. Can you guys hear me? I wonder if I log off and try. Actually, let me try this real quick. Let me try changing internet connection. The reconnect button at the top. No, it's just black. Okay, you see it now? Okay, so if I make them big, it goes black. So I'll need to keep them like this. Okay. Screen good now? Okay, cool. All right, so how to broken Facebook ads. So just before we get started, this is a text message I sent one of my clients today. And he was wanting a phone call with me. He says, hey, man, or he wanted a phone call. I said, hey, man, just now seeing this. I've been on a call most of the day. And now I have a webinar I'm preparing for tonight at 9 p.m. I don't even have my slides done yet. So I just got these slides finished up a little bit ago and working on them now. Would you be able to talk tomorrow? He says, no problem. What's the webinar on? I said, how to fix your broken Facebook ads. I'm going to go over how to construct the right messaging. And then he says, I fixed mine, hired you. So this webinar tonight is not about hiring me, but I just wanted to let you know that this is a client that has been really happy and satisfied with the results that we're getting, and I'm going to share with you tonight what you can do. So let's start with the problem. Okay, so another thing that you need to know about me is that I am a straight shooter. Okay, so I don't sugarcoat anything. If you follow me on social media at all, on Facebook, and if you don't, go do a search for Chris Burfield and send me a friend request. But I'm a straight shooter. I don't sugarcoat things. Here's the problem that I see in the chiropractic profession with Facebook ads is that there are a ton of amateur marketers in the profession that are running Facebook ads for chiropractors all over the globe. And what do I mean by amateur? I mean that they took a Facebook course. They might have taken it this year, last year, a couple years ago, but they took a Facebook course, learned how to do some ads. Somebody, whoever the creator of that course was, gave them a Facebook ad to run and said, here, run this for chiropractors. It gets results. And what they do is they create that ad, they run it, and then it works for a while. And you guys have probably seen these types of ads. They're usually like the $19, $21 ads sort of thing, $27, exam consultation, x-rays, first adjustment, that sort of thing. And they run these ads and they work for a little while, and then they peter out and they reach what's called ad fatigue. And then you go to your Facebook marketer, you say, hey, look, we're not getting leads anymore. We need to fix the ads. We got to do something. They're not working. And what happens is, because they don't understand how to market, because they're what I call copy and paste marketers, they don't understand how to market. So they end up scratching their head, maybe change a couple of images in the ad, leave the copy exactly the same, change a few images. Maybe you get a little bit of a spike again, but then it dies real quick. And then it's just this repeated process, and to a point where you say, hey, this isn't working anymore. I'm just going to discontinue. And then you go hire another Facebook ad marketer. And what happens is they run the exact same ad. So what do I mean by that? So let's take a look at some of these ads, right? And I don't know if you guys can see these, but they're pretty much all a variation of the same ad. This one says 300 plus 5-star reviews. And then it says, hi, I blurred out their names so we're not exposing them. I'm, Dr. So-and-so, and we're giving away 30 appointments this month for a complete spinal decompression screening for $21, right? Here's another one. Hey, whatever area. It's time to start living free of back pain, neck pain, headaches, numbness, and arthritis. I'm Dr. So-and-so, and we're giving away 20 discount vouchers this month for a full chiropractic screening. You'll get an exam, consultation, diagnostic entries. Yeah, Kyle says the Dan Henry ads. Yes, the Dan Henry ads, right? Here's another one. Hey, such and such area. It's time to start living. So this guy here's these probably the same marketer is doing these, or somebody is just copying and pasting, right? Here's another. Hey, we're doing something awesome to promote our office. We're giving away 27 vouchers for an exam, x-ray consultation. You can see that this is like a major, major issue. Nobody knows how to market. They're literally copying and pasting ads. So what I want to do tonight is I want to give you a formula to help you write better ads to make them more effective. So what makes an effective Facebook ad campaign? And before we continue, how many of you just type yes if you are currently working with somebody who's doing Facebook ads for you, or you're doing your own ads and you're running something similar? Just type yes in the comments. If you're not, just type no. Andy says yes. Phil says yes. Kyle, yes. William, not anymore. Ken says yes. Okay, so you all are having this experience on some level, right? So what makes an effective Facebook ad? It all boils down to the messaging. Jim says no. Daniel says no. Renee says yes. So the majority of you are yes. So it's the messaging. Now, there is a science behind the messaging. And I posted this on my Facebook page last week. Some of you may have seen this. I'm going to share it with you here right now. And I want you to just take a look at this next image and just pay attention to how you read this ad. You guys are probably seeing that right now. First, you'll read this, then you'll read this. Finally, you'll read this. How many of you read that like in that order? I know some of you probably, there's always those outliers that didn't read it necessarily in that order, but how many of you read it in that order? Type yes. Yes, Renee says yes. Ken, yes. Phil, yes. Right? Andy, haha, I did pick, then top, then bottom. Yeah, there's always that outlier, Andy. Yes, exactly. Kobe says exactly. So if we know this, right? So if we know this is how the majority of the public is going to engage with a Facebook ad, then it makes sense to write our messaging in this manner. So, and again, I'm going to go through a formula with you tonight to help you write some better ad copy. But, if you're going to, you can start. Now, you don't have, there are many variations of ads. But if we know that the first thing that they're going to look at is the image. Now, I have some text on there. First, you'll read this. We could put a message on the image, right? It's just some sort of, phrase or wording. But the point of that really is that people are always going to look at your image first. Always. The image needs to grab their attention. So they need to see the image. And then the next thing they're going to do is they're going to read that headline at the bottom. That headline needs to be compelling enough to get them to move to the copy section. And then the copy section is where you can begin to actually speak to your target audience, whoever that may be. It may be people that are suffering with chronic pain. It could be people that are in an automobile accident. It could be people that are suffering with autoimmune disease. But once you grab their attention, they're going to move to the headline. That headline has to grab their attention enough, or spark their interest is the word I'm looking for. It needs to spark their interest enough to go to the copy section and start reading. And then that's where you get to share your message about what the purpose of this ad really is and who you're trying to help. That ad copy, if you have a specific niche market that you're going after, it should be where if they see the image, read the headline, and then move to the copy, it should be repelling to people that you're not trying to target. And it should be engaging to those that are. And I'll show you what I mean by that here in just a moment. So we're going to go over something here tonight called the PACE formula. PACE, it's an acronym, and it's for effective Facebook ads. PACE stands for this: pain, P is the pain, A is attention, C is command, and E is expectations. Okay? So you want to write that down. So anytime you write an ad, you want to follow this formula: pain, attention, command, expectations. Well, what does that mean? Well, pain. The pain point is what keeps your customer or your new patient, the person you're trying to attract, what keeps your customer awake at night. Now, I know as a chiropractor, your first thought is, well, they've got sciatica, or they have neck pain, or they have, they're having hot flashes, or whatever the problem may be. And we oftentimes think that the pain itself is the pain point, and it is on some level, but I want you to dig deeper. So if any of you have taken any type of been through any type of practice management, or closing seminars or anything like that, or communication seminars on when you're sitting down and doing your report of findings or your consultation, that sort of thing, they always talk about David Singer used to call it the ruin, right? So can't believe I brought Singer's name up. That's old school, right? Shows you how long I've been around. But used to call it the ruin. What is it other than just the sciatica, what is it that's really keeping them awake at night, right? So, for example, let me go back to this real quick. Okay. So, if I were to put myself in a day in the shoes of somebody who's suffering with chronic pain, let's say it's sciatica, right? We'll just stick with that. If I put myself in their shoes and walked around for a day, imagining what it would be like living with that problem, I would want to ask myself, what are some of the emotions and frustrations that I would be going through living with that problem? So it may be that I'm frustrated that I'm not getting results because I've been to lots of doctors. I feel like I'm a burden to the people at my work. I feel like I'm a burden to my family because I can't move around very well and I'm in constant pain. I can't do my daily activities. It could be that I'm feeling depressed because I feel like I've lost all hope and I'm not going to get any better and I'm going to have to live this way the rest of my life. So you really just want to kind of dig in deeper and look beyond just the physical pain and see what kind of emotional pain that physical pain is leading to in their life. So if I were to run an ad like this, right? So I've got this thing right here, this ad. You don't belong in a box. So if I'm scrolling through the newsfeed, now this goes back to speaking to your core audience. Who is it that you're trying to attract? If I'm scrolling through the newsfeed and I see this, right? And it says you don't belong in a box. First thing I'm going to think to myself is, well, what kind of box don't I belong in? And then I read down here, and while a one-size-fits-all solution isn't the answer, well, one-size-fits-all solution to what isn't the answer? And then I'm going to look up here, and I'm going to go to this: chronic pain can be extremely burdensome. If I don't have chronic pain, at this point, I'm scrolling. Right? I'm moving past it. I'm like, oh, this is for people with chronic pain. That's not me. If I have chronic pain and I see this, you don't belong in a box, and while a one-size-fits-all solution isn't the answer, chronic pain can be extremely burdensome. When it comes to chronic pain, the simple fact is that most people feel completely stuck. Yeah, I do feel stuck. They feel like they've tried just about every treatment known to medicine today with little to no results. Yes, I've tried just about everything, right? So it really starts to dig in emotionally on what that person's going through, and that copy begins to keep them engaged, right? So again, what I'm doing is I'm repelling people that don't have chronic pain, and I'm engaging the people that do. So this is the pain point. So this is in the PACE formula, this is pain. What is the pain point? Who is it that we're trying to attract? What is their pain point? And let's speak to that. It could be chronic pain can cause extreme bouts of hopelessness, right? Yeah, I feel hopeless. Like I've been to every doctor. I can't, I've been dealing with this for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever the problem, whatever the length of time may be. But this is where you begin to make your ads more effective, right? So if we go to the A is attention. You have to grab your customer's attention. Now, the best way to do that is with your image. And I just alluded to that earlier. Your image is what makes the difference. Your image is what makes them decide if they even want to continue reading your copy. So you have to first grab their attention with the image. Now, there are 3 different image types that we can use. The first type of image type is what's called a native image. A native image is an image that is native to the platform in the sense that it looks like an image that your friends would post on Facebook. It doesn't look like an advertisement. So I'm just using this as an example. This is an ad that I'm running for a client of mine that does dinner with the doc. So we use just an image of them parasailing, just a fun image, just to make people stop, grab their attention, and then they move to here, free dinner and health seminar at Ms. Rose's. Hey, Charleston, stop suffering in silence. Okay. So, and then, goes into the rest of the ad copy. But this is what's called a native image. So native images can be really effective. And I'll show you the other 2 images and then I'll explain something here in a second. So the second type of image is called slightly advertorial. So in this particular case, what I'm doing is I'm running an ad campaign for an office in Atlanta that is doing lunch and learns. So I'm using this image of Betty Rubble, and it's an it's advertorial, but it's kind of done in a fun way. So even though it's an advertisement, it's still on attention and didn't see any image. Are you guys experiencing the same thing? If I go back to, did we freeze up again? I'm putting it on the, I've got the image. Yes, not seeing the images. Shit. Crap. Yup. Okay. Just not seeing the screen. Okay, let me do this real quick. Give me a second here, guys. Okay, I'm going to go back to sharing the screen. Can you see it now? There it is. Okay. Man, I am so sorry about this tonight, guys. My deepest apologies. There's always something when it comes to technology. So it can be a blessing and a curse at times. So this is a native image. Okay. So this is what a native image would look like. So again, this is just an image that it looks like one of your friends would post on Facebook. One of the things that I have found, and at the end of the day, you always want to test, but one of the things that I have found is that the less it looks like an advertisement, the better it does. Now, that's not always the case, but we're bombarded with so much advertising. I think I read somewhere that on any given day, the average person sees 4,000 advertisements a day. Everything from billboards to TV commercials to Facebook ads to, the advertisements on the menu at the restaurant that you're visiting. So we see like 4,000 advertisements a day. And sometimes when your ad doesn't look like an ad, it can do really well. So if you haven't been using native images, that may be something you want to start testing. So can you guys see, I'm moving on to the next slide here, the slightly advertorial ad. Can you guys see this one? It's got an image of Betty Rubble. Just want to make sure the screen is still showing up here. Amanda says no, but Amanda, yes, okay. Awesome, okay, cool. So the second type of image that you can do is slightly advertorial. And what I mean by this is that this is an advertisement, but it's done in a fun way, right? So it doesn't come off as a really hardcore advertisement. It's something that, like, if you think about, your eye, like, and it's all going to come down to, like, who it is you're trying to attract. This might not necessarily attract people that are 25 years of age, right, or younger. But if you have somebody who, like me, I'm 44 years old, like I grew up with the Flintstones, it's nostalgic in a way. When I see that in my newsfeed, I'm just like, I have this affinity with it, right? It's like, oh yeah, it reminds me of my childhood, Betty Rubble. Yeah, I know her, and it's done in a fun way. And it says, yes, Wilma, they want to buy lunch for all the employees. And this is an advertisement that I'm running where we're getting people, businesses from the local community to want to have lunch and learns done at their office. And I'm using a Facebook Messenger ad for this, which is really cool. So you can see there's a button there that says send message. And then when they click on that, it triggers a whole sequence. It asks them, like, what's the name of where do you work? What's your position there? How many employees? What's your email and phone number so we can contact you to get this scheduled. So really cool advertisement, but this might be something you look at doing as well, something that's slightly advertorial. So not when people see this, they don't necessarily feel like it's an in-your-face ad, if you know what I mean. So the third type of image is what's called the graphic designer image or stock photo image. So here is an image that I was running, or I'm currently running for a free report that gives email subject line formulas. So it says, this black book will give you goosebumps, right? So that's the headline. Have your email open rates decreased drastically over the last few years, da-da-da-da-da. So this is something, that you can pull stock photos. Like this image that I had back here, this is a stock photo image. You don't belong in a box, that image, if you can't see that right now. But this is a stock photo image. So what images actually work best? Like I said, test, test, test. Before you test anything else with your ads, you always want to start with testing images. Now, what do I mean by that? When a Facebook ad campaign is set up, you go in, there's 3 levels to it. There's what's called the campaign level. There's what's called the ad set level, and that's where you do your targeting. And then there's the ad level, and that's where your creative is. That's where you put your images or your video or whatever it is that you're using. So what I recommend that you do is you create a campaign. So let's just say, call it the chronic pain campaign. So you create campaign. You move to the ad set level where you do your targeting. So you put in men and women 35 to 58 or whatever your targeting is, your radius around your office or zip codes or whatever. So you put in your targeting, then you move on to the ad level. What I would recommend you do is you create an ad that uses a native image, create another ad that uses the exact same ad copy. The exact same ad copy, the exact same headline, the exact same button. So whether that's send message, get offer, learn more, everything is identical but you use a different image. So the first ad has the native image. The second ad, everything's identical, but you use the slightly advertorial image. And then the third ad is identical, but you use a graphic designer or a photo stock type image. I call it the file cabinet, the folder in the file cabinet and the stuff that goes inside the folder. Right? That's funny. So, and then what you do is now once you have set up that campaign, if you want to make your ads more effective, what you do is you go back to the ad set level where you did your targeting, and there's a button right there that says duplicate. You can then duplicate that entire, all those ads, you duplicate it. And then so now you've got 2 ad sets. Each ad set has 3 images in it. So now you have a total of like 6 ads. And then you duplicate it again a third time. So now you've got 3 ad sets, all with the exact same targeting. Each ad set has 3 ads in it, so you have a total of 9 ads. Now, why would you do that? Let's say there's 150,000 people in your community. Facebook, if you create one campaign, one ad set where you do your targeting, Facebook is not going to show those ads to all 150,000 people at one time. It's just going to show it to a section of the market. So what you want to do is you want to duplicate those. So now you've got 3 ad sets, and what happens is Facebook will show one ad set to this section of the community. They'll show this ad set to another section, and they'll show that third ad set to a third section of the community. And basically what you're doing is you're casting out 3 fishing pools at one time, and you're looking to see what part of the community bites, right? What section, and when I say section, I'm not talking about like, they show it to this neighborhood over here and this neighborhood. They're showing it to a variety of demographics, right? Within that targeting. And what'll happen is as people respond to the ad, if let's say these 2 ads over here, these 2 ad sets, let's say after 24 to 48 hours, they have no leads that came in, but this ad set over here had 2 leads, then then what Facebook begins to do is they say, oh, look, this ad set got 2 leads. Let's look at the demographics and the behaviors and the interests of these people, and let's start to show this ad to other people that look like these people. Wouldn't just increasing your ad set? No, it would not. Because it's only, yes and no on that, Andy. So if you're increasing your ad spend, you're still only going to hit a certain section of the community, right? So what I recommend you do is you do $10 a day on each ad set, and then show them the 3 different parts of these demographics, right? So because you're still only showing it to one set of demographics, behaviors, and interests by increasing the ad spend. By doing the other ad sets, Facebook is going to find other demographics, behaviors, and interests to show those other ad sets too, if that makes sense. So, and I'm not going to get too much more technical on this because I don't want to blow you guys out of the water, as far as getting you confused. But I would spend $10. I would create those 3 ad sets, spend $10 a day, let those ads run for 24 to 48 hours, go back in, see which ones got leads, which ones didn't. Whichever ones didn't get the leads, I would turn those off. And then I would take the budget that I was spending on those other ones and I would apply it to the one that is getting leads. So does that make a little bit of sense to people? I don't want to confuse everybody. Because now we're getting into targeting and stuff like that. But the purpose of this is really kind of give you talk more about the messaging. But does that make sense to some of you, like what I just described? Amanda says yes. William says yes. Okay, very cool. So, but again, test. So set up your ads and use 3 different images and test. and see which one gets the results, which one grabs the attention that leads to people to getting the leads. Daniel says yes. Okay, awesome. Okay, so C, P-A-C-E, pace, right? C is command. You want to command what your customers should do. So whether that is to click, call, watch a video, etc., whatever that call to action is, you want to be clear in your command. So for example, in this ad, click the get offer button below to book your appointment now. So I'm commanding my audience the action I want them to take. Ken says, so with the ad sets, you are running the same ads to the same demographic. Yes, exactly. So whatever your targeting is on that, it's going to be identical. And that goes against everything that I've ever heard any Facebook advertiser ever say. Like they say, like you should set up in your 3 different ad. If you're gonna have 3 different ad sets, you should have 3 different types of targeting. I am part of Frank Kern's. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Frank Kern. He's a big internet marketer. He has an ad agency. They charge $20,000 a month to run Facebook ads for people. One of my friends that's here local in Dallas, his name is Lloyd Hale. He has 4 integrated clinics, and they spend $10,000 a month on ads for each clinic, and they pay Frank $20,000 a month to run ads for them. So I'm part of, Kern has an inner circle that I pay a monthly fee to, and I get updates on some of the latest stuff that's taking place with Facebook ads from that. And this is what they recommended. So doing the exact same targeting in all the ad sets instead of having different targeting, and then launching all 3 of those ad sets at the same time. And then after 24 to 48 hours, go in and look to see who the winners are and turn the others off and put your ad budget towards the winner. I learned this probably about 10 to 12 months ago, and made an enormous difference in the amount of leads we started generating for people. So I'm going to follow what the master there says. So even though other Facebook advertiser gurus and stuff say not to do that, they've spent a lot of money testing, and that's what works. So I do it as well, and it works phenomenal. So command. Always want to command what the action that you want your target audience to take. E is you want to set expectations in your ad. So, what's in it for me, or what can I expect to happen if I take action and I schedule an appointment with you? So for example, here's some expectations that I'm setting in this ad. We'll sit down together and have a friendly conversation about your case and figure out if this type of care is an option for you. No obligation, no high pressure sales pitch, just a friendly conversation. After all, healthcare should be about having options that don't involve having more pills pushed or more unwanted or unnecessary surgeries. So I'm setting this expectation that if they schedule an appointment with me, that I'm not gonna give them a high pressure sales pitch to start care. They're gonna come in, I'm gonna give them the truth. I'm gonna say, hey, here's your problem. I feel like I can help you. Here's what it's gonna take, and they want it, they want it. If they don't, they don't. No high pressure. So I'm setting that expectation before they ever schedule an appointment in the office. So that is the PACE formula. So to kind of recap on that, we've got the pain point. We want to understand what's the pain point, what keeps them awake at night. We want to grab their attention. We're going to do that with images, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to command what we want them to do, what action we want them to take. And then we're going to set expectations in the ad of what they can expect when they come in. Because some people have a fear, right? It's like, well, if I schedule an appointment, I don't want to feel like I'm getting sold on something and blah, 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 So we're setting these expectations ahead of time with them. So let's move on to this. Let's move on to proven headlines, right? So if we're running an ad and we grab their attention, we know their eyeballs are going to go to the headline. So with that headline, it has to be intriguing enough to get them to move on to our copy where we have our messaging, right? So what types of headlines can you use? So I'm going to share a secret with you guys. You guys want me to share a secret with you? Like, type yes in the comments if you want me to share a secret with you. I know that's like a rhetorical question, but go ahead and type yes. Amuse me. But yes, William says yes. Amanda, yes. Phil, yes. Awesome. I love the engagement tonight, guys. Honestly, thank you so much for just like kind of playing with me, coming, having conversation back and forth, because Daniel says, fuck yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Now you're talking my language, buddy. Renee says, yeah. So here's what I want you to do tonight after this webinar. You might want to write this down. I want you to go to Google search and I want you to type in BuzzSumo headlines. Okay. Now, a website's going to pull up and it's going to look just like this page right here that I'm showing you, the slide that I'm showing you. What BuzzSumo did is they analyzed 100 million headlines. 100 million headlines. And what they found when they analyzed them, they found the headlines that got the most response, the most engagement. So they looked at Facebook ads, blog posts, online news sites and all this stuff like that. They looked at all of this different stuff. William says it's not showing up. Hold on a second, guys. Let me go back to undoing my screen here. Come on, there it is. Okay, give me just a second. I'm going to share the screen again. Is it pulled up now? Yes. Okay, sweet. William says yes. Amanda, yes. Sweet. Awesome. So 100 million headlines were analyzed. These ones, I'm going to go through each one of these with you right now, just kind of give you a rundown of them. You want to insert these keywords into your headline in your ad in some way, shape, or form. So the first one is will make you, right? So it could be something like, this will make you cringe, right? So I'm just using that as an example. So the words are will make you, this will make you cringe, this will make you excited, this will make you think twice. William says 100 million, that's going to take a long time, bro. No, so there's not 100 million. So they analyzed 100 million headlines, but we've got the top 20. Let me back up. We've got the top 20 out of 100 million different headline formulas. We got the top 20 right here. So will make you. The next one is this is why. So it could be something like, this is why medicine fails. This is why chiropractic works, right? So we're going to use the words this is why. Can we guess? Can we guess what happened next? So you may have, using in your copy, you may have a story of a patient that you're sharing, right? So the image might have some verbiage on it of you and the patient, and the verbiage might say, she came in with sciatica. That might be like some words we put on the image, right? She came in with sciatica. And then the headline says, can we guess what happened next? And then it's like, then it makes them think like, what happened? Well, what happened next? And then they're going to go up to your copy and they're going to start reading through, and that's where you can share the story. This is Mary. She came into my office 3 months ago with sciatica, blah, 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 right? The reason is, so I'm not going to give like, I'm just going to go through. The reason is, are freaking out. So people are freaking out about this care. People are freaking out about this treatment. And I hate using the word treatment, but I'm just using that as an example, right? X stunning photos, 100, we could do something like 5 stunning x-rays, right? So we're changing out photos for x-ray, 5 stunning x-rays. And maybe you run like a Facebook ad, like a carousel ad where you have multiple images and you have like some of the worst spines that have ever come through your office. And then you just share your story in the ad copy, right? Tears of joy is what happens. Make you cry, give you goosebumps. Talking about it is too cute. Shocked to see, melt your heart, can't stop laughing. Top X songs, Twitter reacts to chiropractic, right? Twitter reacts to Dr. Moyle. So like it could be something like that, right? What happened next? These are the top 20 headlines that you can use in your ads. These are proven. There's no need to go back and try and reinvent the wheel. You know, a lot of times, like I see these headline ads, headlines of like if we go back to, let me go back here all the way back to the beginning. $21 complete spinal decompression screening, right? So this doesn't really like draw you into the copy. You know, it's just like it's somebody, you know, peddling their stuff, right? So this is where we can actually get people to start engaging with the copy that we have by having these effective headlines. Just real quick, I scroll back and forth. Can you guys still see the screen? It should say add copy types. Can you guys see where it says add copy types? Nope. All right, let me do this again. Give me just a second. Okay, cool. Can you guys see it now? Now it's good, yes. Okay, cool. You had it. Is it gone again? Okay, William says yes. Okay, sweet. Okay, cool. So add copy types. Okay, now, when it comes to add copy, there is a plethora of different ways that you can write copy. And to be honest with you, it's way too much to go through here tonight, but I'll just kind of give you an overview of this, right? So it's journey through the symptoms ad, story bender ads, blockbuster ads, yada, yada, yada ads, objection-based retargeting ads, red ocean strategy ads, background image trigger ads, feel, felt, found ads, dream 100 bridge ads, reluctant hero ads, troll yourself first ads, hater ads, viral meme ads, hilarious image ads, timely, relevant, unique ads, and it goes on and on and on. So this is a lot, right? And like you would literally it's like getting in and taking like a copywriting course, right? Even myself as a marketer, like I can write copy, but this is a lot. So I have something I want to share with you guys tonight. Do I have your, something really cool? I think you're going to find it really beneficial. Do I have your permission to show you something I've put together for you tonight regarding all this ad stuff, all this ad copy? Just type yes if you're okay with me showing you what I put together for you tonight. William says, Andy says yes. Amanda, yes. Ken says do it. Awesome. Cool. Kobe, yes, please. Okay. So here's what I've done. I've put together a Facebook ads club, and it's called Gimme Those Ads. My wife actually came up with that name, so kudos to her. But it's called Gimme Those Ads. And I actually have hired a professional copywriter. So I have a professional copywriter that does ads for me and my clients, right? Because, again, I'm good at writing copy, but I'm not great. And I always want to try to outsource things that I'm not great at to other people. So I hired this professional copywriter, and this guy's not cheap. He's not cheap. As a matter of fact, he's charging me $5,000 a month to write ad copy. So what I've done is I've put together this Gimme Those Ads Facebook Ads Club. And every month you're going to receive 3 ads for each of these 5 categories. So chronic pain ads, 3 ads for that every month, weight loss ads, niche specific ads. So it could be, you know, niche specific. It could be ads for headaches, ads for sciatica, ads for, you know, allergies and ear infections. So every month there will be a different niche, and we'll put ads, you know, 3 ads in there for that. Decompression ads, event-based ads, knee shoulder ads. Exactly. William says knee shoulder ads, right? So every month we got 5 categories, and I'm having this professional copywriter write ads for those, for this ads club. And then every month you'll get an email, and you'll be able to go in and download the ads, and you'll be able to give them to your Facebook advertiser. If you remember back at the very beginning, when I talked about that 600-pound gorilla in the room, is that we've got a bunch of amateur advertisers that don't know what to do when their ads reach a level of ad fatigue. So they're sitting there scratching their head. They've gotten results for you up until this point, but now the ads aren't performing anywhere. But, you know, maybe they're genuinely trying, you know, and it's like they want to make it work. They don't want to lose you as a client. You've been getting results, but so you don't necessarily want to fire them, but like it's not working anymore. So you want to move on to something else, right? So you can give these ads to your current advertisers, or if you're doing the ads yourself, you can go in and you can set these ads up using the ad copy. Niche specific entails like every month it'll be something different. Like one month it'll be sciatica, another month it'll be headaches, another month it would be like migraines or autoimmune disease like thyroid issues. So every month it'll be something different. And over the course of time, you'll have this whole library, Andy, of different ads that you can go in and you can pull from, right? So like I said, I hired a professional copywriter. He's charging me $5,000 a month. But what I'm going to do is I'd like to pass those savings, give you access to those ads, but at a hugely, hugely discounted rate. So I'm starting Gimme Those Ads, Facebook Ads Club. It's $99 a month, and you're going to get access every month to 15 different ads. So it could be, like I said, ads based on chronic pain, niche specific, weight loss. Every month there will be different ads in there, right? Now here's the thing with this. As I said at the very beginning, I had one of my clients who messaged me, and I was like, hey, I can't take your call because I'm putting together these slides last minute. So I don't actually have the membership site actually set up yet. But after I finish this tonight, this masterclass tonight, over the next couple of days, I'm going to put that whole members area together so you'll have it all by Saturday. But if you want to sign up with it and have access to professionally written, copywritten ads, and I'm going to put this, let me put this, display this on the screen here real quick. And I'm going to put the link in the comments. Whoops, give me 1 second here so you guys can access it. There you go. So links in the comments. There should be something displayed on your screen as well. But you can also go to just gimmethoseads.com and sign up for it. And every month, like I said, you'll have access to professionally written, copywritten ads so that you can give them to your Facebook advertisers. You can use them yourself if you're doing your own ads. And when you reach a point of ad fatigue, when things stop working, you have an entire library that you can go in and pull from and start using. Now, in addition to this, like I'm not just doing the ads, I'm actually going to be creating every month, I'll be doing video with you, online trainings to show you like some of the, for example, tutorials on ad targeting, selecting your audiences, things of that sort. So it'll be, every month I'll be adding some video tutorials to it as well, to help not just give you the ads, but help with some of the targeting and stuff like that as well. And retargeting, exactly. Sil says, hey, Burf, I have to run. Please contact me tomorrow. I'd like to talk to you. Okay, awesome. Yeah, hey, Phil, before you go, email me at chris@chrisburfield.com, and then I'll respond back to you and we can figure out a time to talk. Andy says, do they come with images to post with them? Yes, exactly. Yep, exactly. So I'll give you so there will be stock photo images with them, and there will be also the slightly advertorial type of images. But when it comes to the native images, I'll give you suggestions on what you should use as an image, what type of photos that you should be taking with that. So, but yes, they will come with images as well. So you get the ad copy and the images every month. So 15 different ads a month. Any questions from any of you guys? That would be creepy, right? I could always go on Facebook though and pull some off. Good, thanks. Okay, awesome. So I'm excited for this because, like, again, this goes back to, like, you know, I want to help more people get introduced to chiropractic care. And I know Facebook ads can be really effective, but the problem is, going back, like what I was saying, is that a lot of these guys doing ads don't know how to formulate their messaging. They're literally just copying and pasting something that somebody gave to them. And when that doesn't work, the copy stays exactly the same, but they just throw up a different image. And you get a little bit of spark of engagement and maybe some leads, and then it just dies out because there's no real messaging taking place. So I'm excited for it, and I'm glad that you guys are excited for it too. Overall, what did you guys think of tonight's masterclass? Did you learn a lot from it? Just type yes if you've learned a lot from it tonight, or felt like it was worth your hour. Did you say this $99 offer runs out on Saturday? No, so it doesn't run out on Saturday. It's just that the membership area where all this stuff will be housed, I have to build it. So I'm going to be building it over the next couple of days, and I will have all of it ready for you on Saturday. So when you sign up, I'll send you an email on Saturday, and I'll give you the login, the link to create your account to log in and have access to the ads. This was like, you know, just a quick backstory on this, and I promise that I won't take long with this. A couple of weeks ago, I was out in the backyard. I was having a cigar, and I was just listening to some music, and I was just like kind of thinking about this issue of so many Facebook advertisers doing, you know, this same copy and paste ad for chiropractors. And I was like, you know, I've been really successful with ads over the years with clients, and I don't use the same copy and paste, right? And I started thinking to myself, like, what is a way that I could serve more chiropractors, help more people get introduced, and at the same time, you know, keep chiropractors from wasting money on their Facebook ads? And I started kind of thinking through, and I was just like, well, you know, what if I created this ads club and took some of like this copy that's like proven, put it in an ad area where a membership area where people can log in and just get access to it and use those same ads, right? And then I talked to my wife about it, and I was just like, what do you think of this idea? She's like, I think it sounds like a great idea. And then I talked to a few other people, and then last week I decided to do a webinar on it. And I was just like, I'm gonna do a webinar on it, and I don't even have the membership site built yet. But like, I'm gonna do a webinar on it and see what people think. And, you know, from the response I'm getting from you guys tonight, it just seems like this is something that like you all feel like you need. So that's kind of how this came into fruition. It was just like an idea that, you know, sparked. And unfortunately, I didn't have time to get everything put together. I barely got the slides put together tonight. But I will have everything up and ready for you by Saturday. So Andy says, what about landing pages? Do you have any suggestions? So, you know, here's the thing, what I'll do for you. If you have a ClickFunnels account, I have a landing page that converts really well. If you have a ClickFunnels account, I can give you a link when you sign up for this. I'll give you a link where you can clone my landing page into your funnel account. And then whoever's doing your advertising, or if you're doing it yourself, you'll have to go in and like kind of change it a little bit, use different images, put your offer in there, kind of edit it, if you will. But I can give you a cloned version of the landing page that I'm using. See, what about landing pages? Do you have any suggestions on those two or trainings on how to do them? I do have a tutorial on how to edit a ClickFunnels page. So, I mean, I can always put that in the members area, but like, do you build your own funnels, Andy, or do you have somebody that does it for you? Kobe says, thanks, that clarifies. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, if there's no other, Kyle says, what about different, wouldn't they be different for each ad? Or what about the landing page copy? Would they be different for each ad or just form leads? So to answer Kyle's question on do I use form leads? You can use form leads. I use ClickFunnels for everything. This is what I have found with form leads. Facebook auto-populates people's information into the lead form. So when they click on it, it automatically inserts their name, email, phone number, and it makes it really easy for them to just click submit and submit it. And sometimes they do that accidentally. And sometimes people are just dumb and they don't know how to close out the form. So they click submit just to get rid of it. And then you contact them and they're like, I didn't sign up for anything. I don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 right? So I have found that using ClickFunnels, where they actually have to go and type that information in, it greatly reduces, it doesn't get rid of it completely, but it greatly reduces the amount of people that are saying, I never filled out a form. So I use ClickFunnels for everything. Andy says I do some of my own, clone ones I've seen. Yep, so cool. All right, guys. Well, again, go over to gimmethose.ads.com, get signed up, and like I said, I'll get you an email on Saturday, and I'll get you access to the members area, and then you can start using these professionally written copywriting ads. And if you're not going to use it, take the information that I shared with you tonight and share it with your Facebook advertiser and say, hey, watch this. And maybe just some of them might not even know about like the BuzzSumo headline formulas, right? So that stuff alone will improve your ad performance. Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, Andy, thanks for tuning in tonight, man. Daniel says, hey, Daniel, thank you so much. Amanda, thank you. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I'll talk to you soon. Hasta la vista from Casa del Burf. And in the meantime, I'll catch you on the flip side.